Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, it is a hot and sunny day here on Pawleys Island, and I'm joined by a special guest and artist, Mr. Thomas Williams. How are you?
Fine, doing good, except for the heat.
Except for the heat. Now, I want you to tell me a little bit about what you do. You hand carve these gorgeous walking sticks and canes.
Yes, actually, I let the wood speak to me.
Ooh.
Whatever is in the wood, that's what I carve.
Love
So
it.
that's how come all of my sticks, if you come here, then you'll find out I have no two sticks alike. All is different. Except if it's a cobra, it's gonna be a cobra, but the bottom of the stick like this is gonna be different. And then I don't use any machine. All is hand carved.
It's so cool.
So when you get a stick from Thomas, TW, Cane Man, it's gonna be original and hand carved, not machine. And when I say machine, not laser machine.
Now, you've been doing this for quite some time now.
I've been in Pawley for about 29 or 30 years, and they're welcome. Now I'm welcome as a son of Pawleys Island. Even when I had my burn, they put a GoFund on, and I've been out must be about for 6 months, and they helped me through. So I want to tell everybody in Pawleys Island I appreciate their help.
Now, we were talking about this earlier, but how did you learn that you could actually do this? I mean, you see these images in your mind when you see the wood.
Well, remember, my brother them, I worked with the Forest Service for over 30 years. So when I see them push a dogwood tree over, I saw the root. And that's how I started. Now my father, my brother, they didn't do the dogwood tree. I did it. So I find out it's a natural handle. But then remember, every handle is different from each stick. These can't be duplicated because they're all one of a kind.
And what kind of different animals can you do?
Well, I ask people to send me a picture, and I'll put it easy. I can do the lion, I can do the tiger, I can do the elephant, I can do the cobra, which I'm holding, I can do the rattlesnake, I can do the red bird, blue bird, I can do ducks, I can do alligators on a walking stick, I can do a bunny rabbit on a walking stick. All you have to do is tell me what you want, or you shoot a picture to that number, which is area code 843-814-8598. And I will give you the best deal in the world.
Now, I'm sure you have a lot of memories over the years.
Yes.
Of new customers you're meeting, friends you've made. What has it been like, being a staple in the community here?
Well, I can't remember some of the people's name, but I remember the coach of South Carolina. I did a table with a gamecock on it. Community helped me in more ways than one. That's why I thank God for them. And just about everybody I met so far, I never, one or two times I run into, some discreet people, some angry people. But otherwise than that, when I go in the woods, for the dogwood, I have to have a shovel, I have to have an axe, I have to have a saw. Most of all, be a good runner, because sometimes when you're digging these trees up, these hornet and bumblebee,
Ooh, I can imagine.
they don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You better run. Rattlesnake, copperhead, these are snakes that are poison.
It's a labor of love.
Yes.
Labor of love.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today, I am so excited to be joined by Autumn, who is a massage therapist. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. We're going to get some tips and tricks. She's obviously the expert when it comes to massage and taking care of yourself. But what are some things that you think our viewers need to be keeping in mind with all the things we do during the day that weigh us down and make us feel awful?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things. First of all, the upper trap area, the shoulder blade area, I see a lot of people that come in with shoulder pain, and it's from all the driving and the texting and the keyboard working that internally rotates our shoulders and then creates all this tension in our traps.
Yeah.
So I can work on that for you. You come in, I can massage that, get all those knots out. I can find knots you didn't even know were there, and that helps to bring the shoulders back and relax everything. Yes.
It's so hard to remember to do that
It
all
is.
the time
Pull your
because we're
shoulders
so
back.
used to looking down at our
Yep.
phones, and it feels kind of awkward to hold your phone like
Hold
this,
it up
but
at eye level.
it is better for you, right?
It is to keep your neck straight and not looking down.
You gotta do the double
100%.
chin.
Yeah, I know. You just think no double chin.
Goodness. So when people come to you, what are some of the ailments that they typically complain about? Because I know that some of these tight muscles can cause other things too.
Yeah, absolutely. Headaches are a big one. So the tight muscles in the upper trap, the neck area, causes a lot of headaches. We've got the SCM muscles that run from behind the ears down, and we use those all the time to rotate our necks. When they get tight, it can cause migraines. I do a lot of neck work, especially on this SCM muscle. Lower back pain, you know, the piriformis that sits under the glutes can cause lower back pain, sciatic nerve pain. So those are the main things that I see in my practice.
And what are some of the general benefits of massage?
Relaxation, lymphatic flow. So you want to break up all the toxins that are in your body, and then drinking water after the massage. That's why it's so important, because it just gets all that crap out of your body, and so it doesn't resettle and create new problems.
Well, I'm back today at the Myrtle Beach Colored School Museum and Education Center, and I'm joined by Cookie. How are you, Cookie?
I am well. How are you, Katie?
I'm doing great.
Yes.
But tell me, where are we standing right now?
So right now we are standing in the Museum of African American History at the historic Myrtle Beach Colored School Museum and Education Center.
Yes.
So there's really several spaces, but the one is dedicated to the former students of the color school, and then this is African American history, where Doc Shee Moore serves as the curator, and it talks about or shares our life, the life of African American people in Africa prior to enslavement, and as dark, you know, as it was, it's part of history. So we share a little bit about slavery itself, and then some of the significant people, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, you know, all of those up into current day with President Obama, Vice President Kamala Harris.
So talking a little bit about if people want to donate and help you guys out, how can they do that?
Yes, so we're continuously looking for artifacts as they relate to history, and so donations can be made simply by calling us 843-918-1062, or showing up here at the museum and bringing those artifacts. Now, I will say that in order for something to be deemed museum quality or museum eligible, there was a curator, you know, for the classroom part, that a professional person, because, you know, some people brought their grandfather's shoes or their grandfather's hat, and while that is so important and so special, we did not have the space for it. So we just want people to come by, and if they think they have something, but also for locals who have pictures from back in the day that, you know, they wish to share we're creating some things at Charlie's Place, which is one of the facilities that we manage, and it's also mentioned here in the Museum of African American History.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Welcome back to Living Local Carolina. I'm Katie Turner, and boy, do we have something going on in the studio today. I'm joined by Wade Johnson, the Director of Bands at Benedict College. How are you?
I am fantabulous, Ms. Turner. Thank you for having me. Shout out to all the Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. How are you? Home of the BCBOD. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into it now.
Okay.
You are quite the personality. You have so much experience when it comes to music. This is something that is truly a love for you.
Yes, it is.
Why?
It's a passion because really I believe getting started as a late bloomer, I actually believe that is a calling. And when I say my passion, my ministry is what I was called to do because I wanted to do something else. I wanted to be a professional football player, of course. All men in small towns from McClellanville, South Carolina, wanted to be professional athletes. But anywho, due to an injury, trying to play football, and whoop whoop, I saw the band. The band got in the game tree. The band were having a good time. They were eating, and I was like, I think I can do that. And guess what? I didn't have to pay to go in anymore after I joined the band. So
All
basically,
right.
that's how it all started. And from then, our beloved band director, Mr. Lionel Mackey Thomas, he came in somewhere around 72, and I was a senior at 74. So being hurt, wanted to get in the game tree. I was one of the last people to join the band program at Lincoln High School. Shout out Lincoln High School, and I started on trombone.
Okay.
And then eventually, one of my family members, Drexel Ball, who had a trumpet, his mother bought him a trumpet where I was living at in McClellanville on Society Road. He had asthma, so he wouldn't play the trumpet. So what I started doing, I started going upstairs, got it up the case and experimented with it, and then aha moment. An aha moment happened. Mr. Thomas, I took it to him, and he said, you know what, I can teach you really how to do this. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yes. Yes.
And you have so many memories over the years.
So many memories over the years. Music I've been blessed because music has not only taken me around the world with several experiences, I've had the experience to perform with some of the greats, namely Dizzy Gillespie, namely James Brown, Fred Wesley and the New JBs, and every now and then Fred still calls me to perform with him. Yes, Fred, if you look up Fred Wesley was, I have to say, one of the greatest funk trombone player, but he was also a fabulous jazz trombonist also. Fred is still performing around the world.
Now,
Yes.
okay, we need to talk about a very specific way that you can perform that not everybody can do. You can actually play two instruments at the same time.
Oh, yes, Frank Motley from Dizzy Gillespie's band. The precursor was this, Joey Morant, the late Joey Morant from Charleston, South Carolina. He had a trumpet that had two bells on it, but one lead pipe. And when I saw him as a kid doing that, I was like, oh my God. I didn't know that was just one horn. So moving forward to late 70s, early 80s, I got to meet Mr. Gillespie and saw his big band. Frank Motley was one of his trumpet players on his big band. Frank Motley actually did it with two trumpets. And I lost my mind. I walked up to him, Mr. Motley, oh, that was awesome. He said, son, you want to learn how to do this? And I almost had a heart attack, but still, with Mr. Motley, I said, yes, sir. You know, small town country boy. I said, that would be something great to learn how to do. So he sat me down. He told me the logistics behind it. And scientifically, guys, the only way to do this, there are about 3 of us in the country, in the world, that can do it. But you have to use both sides of your brain simultaneously.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.